All right, doing something a little bit different today. I just dropped my boat off at VFX Wraps. Going to get the new wrap put on, get it all dialed in, ready to go for next year. Excited about that. But since I don't have a boat and I still want to go fishing, it's 44 degrees out today. Pretty nice. We got a little bit of mix of sun and clouds. I'm going to go do a little trout fishing. One little problem we had, about 3 inches of rain 2 days ago. So the creeks are all pretty high. I went over the Delaware River and it is up, it's muddy, it's a mess. So Delaware's out. I've driven back over into Pennsylvania on the Delaware Water Gap side, and now I'm making my way to, I believe it was called McMichael, something like that, creek. I've never been before, so I just kind of picked a spot on the map, did a little research on it yesterday. It was on the Fish Commission website. Sounds like they have wild trout in there, a bunch of brown trout and stuff, and I think they also might stock it a little bit in the spring. So it's gonna be interesting to see. I don't know how long this day will end up being, if we're gonna catch a bunch of them, nothing. But I brought my waders. We're going across another creek right now. That one is pretty high. I hope that was not the creek I'm going to. That's gonna be a little challenging, but it'll be fun. I'm ready to get out there. I haven't done much trout fishing recently. When I go out west, we'll do a little bit of fly fishing and that sort of stuff. But when I was at Penn State, I did a ton of it. I didn't really bass fish a ton up there. I didn't have my boat. I didn't have a boat up there. But I would go to Spring Creek a lot, and I like to throw little jerk baits for the browns up there. So that was a lot of fun. So I'm going to do that today. I brought some jerk baits. I got a couple spinners I like to use. I also got that new Bill Lewis Gnat, if you watched that video on it the other day. It's a little tiny square bill. It's an 1/8 ounce. It's like 1.25 inches long. And that is going to be, I think, a really good little deal. I got 3 different colors. I'm probably going to use that chartreuse shiner. That's hard to say. To really make it stand out in this dirtier water. But I'm going to go up to this place. We're going to park it, this one little parking area. I don't know if it's a little county park, township park, something like that, but it looked like there was a nice little creek section. I'm going to get in there. It looks like there's a nice channel swing, so it should be an area that'll have some fish on it, a little bit of faster current, slower current, little area for them to get in and out of. I might have to bounce around a couple times, just moving around, trying to find a section that looks better to fish on the creek. Like I said, I've never been here, so I'm kind of just winging it. I did bring the drone today again, so maybe we'll put that up and fly a little bit of the creek, see if we can't get a look at it and tell maybe something from being above, if it looks like there's some good areas up. Now it says road closed in 3/4 of a mile, so that'll be interesting. But that's what the game plan is for today. I'll keep you posted. I'll show you the rod and reel, or I'll even talk about it now. The rod I'm using, it's a favorite rod. It's a ultralight, which is kind of cool. It's a Yampa River, it's called. It's a, I believe, 6 foot or 6'3" ultralight. And what's cool about that, when you're working that jerkbait, you can whip it and it makes that thing dance. It'll make that jerkbait dance back and forth really fast, and it'll just kind of be sitting right in front of their face. And what I like to do is try to hold that almost in place and make it walk. And as it's doing that, it's what really gets those fish agitated, gets those reaction strikes out of them. The brown trout are always super aggressive, so it's just something I've learned over the years. And they're going to set up similar to smallmouth fishing in a creek or river, where they're going to want to be on the back sides of the say there's a boulder, lay down, whatever it is, some little current break you want to find. You're going to fish the seams, you're going to throw like up into it, and I want to bring it right across that seam where it's going from fast current to slow current. That should give us a chance to catch some fish. I think this place actually has some big ones in it too, from what I was doing a little bit of research. What else we got on it? 4-pound line, that's what I'm using. It's 4-pound Seaguar Tatsu is what I got spooled up on there. Some nice new fresh stuff that should be good. I'll be able to cast a long ways with that light line. We're above freezing today, so I could have actually got away with some, I like to sometimes use braid on there, real thin, and I'll put a leader on there. Go from like 10-pound down to usually 6 I'll throw when I'm doing that. And I probably could have got away with actually a little bit heavier line too today, just because of the water clarity. it's not going to be a factor, but it'll be cool. I'm excited. It's been a while since I've done this. Like I said, maybe if it works out and if you guys like watching this, I'll do a couple more trout videos. I do enjoy getting to go catch them every once in a while and be a little bit different. And they're aggressive this time of year. It seems like the winter. That was why I did a majority of my creek fishing up at Penn State, usually from say October through March, somewhere in that range. Like that January, February, March, it was always really good. The fish didn't have a lot of pressure at that point. Oh, here's the parking lot. Perfect. This is a good little spot. Let me see if I might even be able to tell you what it's called. Oh, it's up, but we're gonna hop out here. I'll show you exactly where we're at, what we're doing, what we're going with. We're in Stroud Township, Hickory Valley Park. Open sunrise to sunset. Top out. All right, well, here we are. You can see we got a nice little parking area. It looks like it's got a little trail that goes down the edge here. Definitely flooded. You can see all the debris up in the trees and all that, all the leaves. But no, that water clarity actually might be hard to tell, but you got a foot of visibility. It's a pretty big creek. I'm gonna have to play with it a little bit, see how I can get in and out of this water. I'll put my waders on, and that should make it pretty easy to kind of see where I can cast. See if it'll be good. I might even put that drone up. I can definitely get above the trees and look around. Here you can see, let's see, it's a Keystone Select trout. There's all the regulations. 9-inch minimum. I'm not keeping anything. I'll let them all go, so that's not too worried about that. But artificial lures only, so you can't come here with your minnows and worms. But like I said, I'm throwing a jerkbait. Oh, I still got a chatterbait that probably catch them on. Look at that right there, first thing looking. There's some couple little rocks underneath there, right where that water's kind of doing. Let's see if I can get that right there-ish. That should have a fish sitting behind it for sure. So let's get out there, see what happens. I'll keep you posted of anything I catch and go from there. So I haven't got any yet, but these are the little spots I'm looking for. You can see there. That one you can actually see the rock where it's creating that eddy. It's pushing hard. So these fish are going to be tight to those little areas, or they're going to be tight along this bank you can see. That's the two spots I'm really thinking they're going to be. I don't know this water great, so I'm not looking to actually get in there. I've been walking mostly on the edge. I don't want to jump in there and find out all of a sudden it's 5 foot deep and I'm up to my chest or more. So I'm gonna keep working. I've lost a couple jerk baits to lay downs that are underwater that I couldn't see. I got a spinner on now. This is that favorite rod I was telling you about, that Yampa River. So we're gonna keep working, give it a little bit longer, see what we can find. We're gonna keep walking downstream here, which I don't typically do. Usually that's a little tip. Upstream. If the water's low and clear, always walk upstream. That way you're not spooking the fish. But not being in the water here, I don't think it's going to matter too much. And when I was flying the drone around, it looked like going down from the parking lot, it looked like there was quite a few spots that had big rocks like that and a couple other things I want to check out. All right, making another move. I struck out on the first spot, and now I'm down here. You can see there's a big path here. It's right near the same area, probably a quarter mile, half mile away. Got this long little walking trail. You can see the creek is down there. Haven't figured out exactly to get down there, if I'm just gonna go down this whole little hillside or what. It's bigger over here though. The creek definitely wider. I think I'm gonna walk down to the end and then we'll play along and see what we can figure out. It's definitely a big creek though. It looks like it should have some big old browns in it. Some nice little, oh, you see that tree down there? It's in the water. Look at a little current break. That looks like a high percentage spot. I'm gonna have to try to slide in there. Put you guys away. I'm gonna slide down this hill. Catch anything? I'll let you know. All right, I've been giving it some more time here. This spot looks really good. It's got that big rock. Have not got one yet. It's even got a little feeder creek coming in over there. That's pretty cool. This is the lure I've been using recently. That's that little chatterbait. Let's see if we can get the focus on it. Come on. Micro. It's a little guy. Does very good. There we go. Sorry about that. I've caught a lot of trout on that in the past. And I thought with this dirtier water, maybe that would be the deal. But no love so far. This is, if you were looking at the video earlier with the drone footage, this is where that big S turn is. So it goes this way and then it cuts across, goes back that way, and then turns again. And then right over here was where I walked down that big hill when I was just talking a minute ago. So it's like that, and then it comes over this way. Just to give you a lay of the land where I'm at. But you can see the water, it's moving. It's pushing hard. It's making it hard to present a bait, I think. I'd like to get in the water, but it's just, it's moving too much. I don't want to risk falling, especially when I'm by myself. So keep giving it another, I don't know, 45 minutes or so. I'm going to work my way up it, go back up that way over there, hit a couple key spots. All right, wrapping it up. Didn't end up happening. Never got one. Spent probably, I don't know, 2.5 hours out here doing a bunch of casting. I definitely want to come back. I think once that water kind of stabilizes a little bit, it'll start really being a lot more fishable, a lot more user-friendly, and I'll be able to get in the water then. Once I can see where I'm stepping, it's going to be much better. So, appreciate you guys taking the time. Sorry I didn't catch anything, but that's how it goes. I want to show you the good days and the bad. So, it's kind of a little bit of both. Wintertime fishing can be tricky. The trout usually bite, but it's a new place. Didn't know exactly where they're going to be setting up every time, but I'll keep you posted on the trip. We'll see you. Bye.